Welcome back to another transformative episode of Journey to Success. I'm Emily Carter, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that touches every life: embracing change. Joining us is an extraordinary guest, Dr. Lauren Mitchell, a resilience coach, best-selling author, and change management expert who's guided thousands to navigate life's shifts with courage and clarity. Lauren, it's an absolute delight to have you with us today.
Thank you, Emily. I'm truly honored to be here and explore a subject that's not just about surviving change but about thriving through it, turning uncertainty into opportunity.
I'm so excited to hear your insights. Change can feel like a whirlwind, exciting yet daunting. Lauren, let's start with the big picture. Why is embracing change so essential for personal growth and success, and how does it shape our journey?
That's a wonderful question, Emily. And it really captures the essence of why change is so vital. Embracing change is about more than adapting to new circumstances. It's about growing into the person you're meant to be. Change challenges us to rethink assumptions, build resilience, and seize possibilities we might otherwise miss. It's essential for success because life is never static. Careers evolve, relationships shift, and unexpected events reshape our plans. When you embrace change, you gain flexibility, creativity, and the confidence to shape your future, rather than being shaped by it. Without it, we risk stagnation. With it, we unlock a life of growth and impact. I think of someone like Nelson Mandela, who embraced the change of imprisonment to refine his vision, saying, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." His adaptability freed a nation. Early in my own journey, I was a marketing manager in Seattle, comfortable but uninspired. Then a company merger forced me out. Change hit hard. I felt lost, scared of starting over. But when I leaned into it, retraining as a coach, my world opened, my practice grew, I wrote books, and I found purpose. Embracing change doesn't just help you survive. It transforms your path, revealing strengths and opportunities that light the way to a richer, more resilient life.
That's such a powerful way to frame it, Lauren. Change as a doorway to growth. Mandela's resilience is so inspiring. You mentioned your own shift from marketing to coaching. Can you walk us through how someone can start embracing change, especially if they're feeling overwhelmed or resistant?
Absolutely, Emily. The first step is to acknowledge your emotions without judgment. Change often brings fear, sadness, or excitement, sometimes all at once. Name those feelings to process them, like, "I'm scared of failing," or "I'm hopeful but nervous." This clarity reduces resistance and grounds you. I draw inspiration from Maya Angelou, who faced countless changes, poverty, discrimination, yet said, "If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude." Her emotional honesty fueled her legacy. When I lost my job, I was angry, terrified. I'd hide in bed, avoiding reality. Angelou's wisdom helped. I journaled. "I'm grieving my role, but I'm curious about what's next." Freed me to explore coaching, starting with one course. That step led to a thriving practice. I coached a client named Sarah, a teacher forced to switch schools, feeling uprooted. She resisted, thinking change meant failure. Inspired by Angelou, she wrote, "I'm sad to leave but open to new kids." It eased her heart. She designed lessons that won awards at her new school. Acknowledging emotions isn't weakness. It's a bridge to embracing change with courage. Another step is to focus on one small action. Big changes overwhelm, so pick a tiny step toward the new reality. Research a skill, call a friend, make a list. I learned this from Steve Jobs, who said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." His incremental innovations built Apple. Post-layoff, I felt paralyzed by what's next. Jobs' approach pushed me. I read one coaching article daily. It sparked ideas, leading to certifications. Sarah tried it, researching one teaching method weekly. Her confidence grew and she mentored peers. Small actions don't just ease overwhelm, they build momentum, making change feel manageable and exciting.
I love those starting points, Lauren. Honoring emotions and taking small steps. Angelou and Jobs make it so approachable. But what about when change feels out of your control, like a health crisis or sudden loss? How do you embrace it then?
Oh, Emily, those uncontrollable changes like illness or loss can shake you to your core, making you feel powerless. The key is to find agency in what you can influence. You may not control the event, but you can control your response, your mindset, routines, or support. One tool is a control circle. List what's in your power, e.g., self-care, asking for help, and focus there, letting go of the rest. I draw from Viktor Frankl, who survived camps by choosing his attitude, saying, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." His resilience wrote Man's Search for Meaning. When my dad got sick, I felt helpless, work suffered, I'd cry nightly. Frankl's agency helped. I listed what I could do: visit dad, meditate, delegate tasks. Focusing on those steadied me. I coached better, supporting dad's care. I coached a client named Michael, a chef whose restaurant closed in a recession. Out of his hands. He was bitter, stuck. Inspired by Frankl, he listed controls: cooking at home, networking. He catered events, rebuilding his career. Agency isn't about fixing everything. It's about claiming your power, making uncontrollable change a path to growth. Another strategy is leaning on community. Share your struggle with trusted people. Friends, family, mentors for perspective and strength. I learned this from Michelle Obama, who says, "We need each other to thrive." Her bonds lift her work. I joined a support group during Dad's illness. It eased my isolation, sparking book ideas. Michael, inspired by Obama, called old clients. One offered a food truck gig, now thriving. Community and agency turn forced change into a chance to rebuild, keeping you grounded and hopeful.
That's so empowering, Lauren. Agency and community as change anchors. Frankl and Obama bring it to life. You've mentioned incredible figures like Mandela and Angelou. Are there other famous people whose ability to embrace change inspires you?
Oh, absolutely, Emily. Change handlers light the way for us all. Take J.K. Rowling, who pivoted from welfare to wizardry, saying, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." Her shift to writing Harry Potter reshaped culture. When my coaching stalled, clients dropped, I leaned on Rowling. I pivoted to online workshops, tripling reach. I coached a client named Olivia, a nurse laid off in a merger. Rowling's pivot led Olivia to telemedicine training. She's now a leader, secure. Another is Serena Williams, who embraced career shifts, tennis to business, saying, "Every setback is a setup for a comeback." Her adaptability won 23 Grand Slams and ventures. When a book flopped, Serena's flexibility inspired me. I tried podcasts, growing my brand. Olivia, inspired by Williams, volunteered at clinics. Her skills landed a promotion. Then there's Satya Nadella, who transformed Microsoft by embracing tech shifts, saying, "Our industry does not respect tradition, it respects innovation." His learning rebuilt a giant. I coached a client named Ethan, a coder whose skills aged out. Nadella's adaptation led him to AI courses. He's now a tech lead. These icons show embracing change isn't passive. It's active courage, learning, and trust in new paths.
Those stories are so uplifting, Lauren. Rowling, Williams, Nadella, they show change's potential. What about fear of the unknown? Like, what's next after a big change? How do you move forward?
Fear of the unknown is a universal hurdle, Emily. It's like standing at a foggy edge, unsure what's ahead. The key is to build a bridge with curiosity. Treat uncertainty as a question to explore, not a threat. One tool is what-if brainstorming. List possible outcomes, good and bad, and one step for each. I draw from Brené Brown, who says, "Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation." Her openness drives her work. When I left marketing, the unknown coaching's risks froze me. Brown's curiosity helped. I brainstormed. What if I fail? I'll tutor. What if I succeed? I'll write. I took one class, easing fear, my practice grew. I coached a client named Rachel, a writer whose publisher folded, dreading what's next. She felt paralyzed. Inspired by Brown, she listed, "What if no one reads me? I'll blog. What if I thrive? I'll pitch." She wrote one post, her novel sold. Curiosity shrinks fear, turning unknowns into possibilities. Another strategy is grounding in routine. Small habits, journaling, walks, coffee chats, anchor you amid uncertainty, giving stability. I learned this from Fred Rogers, who soothed millions with consistency, saying, "In times of stress, it's the steady things that help most." His calm built a legacy. I walk daily post-layoff, it cleared my head, sparking coaching. Rachel walked, jotting ideas, her pitches soared. Routine and curiosity make the unknown less daunting, guiding you toward change with confidence.
That's so liberating, Lauren. Curiosity and routine as fear tamers. Brown and Rogers make it feel possible. How do we sustain the ability to embrace change long-term, especially when life keeps throwing curveballs?
Sustaining change readiness is like strengthening a muscle. It grows with practice, ready for any curveball. One habit is reflective journaling. Write weekly what changed, how you handled it, what you learned, to build adaptability. I learned this from Oprah Winfrey, who journals to grow, saying, "The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate." Her reflection fuels her empire. I journal Sundays, job loss, new skills, it keeps me nimble. My talks doubled. I coached a client named Anna, a lawyer rocked by firm changes. Oprah's journaling led her to log shifts. She pivoted to mediation, thriving. Another key is lifelong learning. Study new skills, coding, speaking, finance, to stay agile. Steve Jobs said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." His learning built Apple. I take courses yearly, psychology, tech, staying relevant, my books sell. Anna learned negotiation, it won cases. Learning preps you for change. Also, cultivate optimism. Expect good from change, even if unclear. Positive lenses find solutions. Desmond Tutu stayed hopeful, saying, "Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness." His optimism reconciled nations. My hope new doors lifts slumps. I coached a client named Mark, a salesman whose industry crashed. Tutu's hope led him to see retraining as growth. He's a manager now. Optimism fuels resilience. Finally, anchor to purpose. Your why, love, impact guides you through shifts. Abraham Lincoln endured change for unity, saying, "I do the very best I know how. My purpose, uplifting, steers me." These habits, journaling, learning, optimism, purpose, build a life that embraces change forever.
Those are such vibrant tools, Lauren. Oprah's reflection, Jobs' hunger, Lincoln's purpose. It's a blueprint for resilience. As we close, what's one final piece of advice for listeners ready to embrace change today?
My biggest advice is to choose one brave step now. Embracing change starts with a single intentional act. Think of Malala Yousafzai, who faced change with courage, saying, "We realize the importance of our voices only when we are silenced." For me, it was that first course sparking a life I love. One last story. I coached a single dad named Brian, a carpenter whose shop closed fearing change. We looked at Martin Luther King Jr., who embraced shifts for justice, saying, "The time is always right to do what is right." Brian took one woodworking class. It led to custom orders, a new shop, teaching kids. If Brian can shift, so can you. Pick one act today, journal a fear, learn a skill, call a friend. That step builds a life that thrives through change.
What a beautiful way to wrap up, Lauren. Brian's story, alongside legends like Malala and King, shows change is for everyone. Thank you for sharing such profound wisdom and practical steps. I know our listeners are ready to face their shifts.
Thank you, Emily, and to all the listeners. I hope you feel empowered to dance with change and shine.
And that's it for today's episode of Journey to Success. If this conversation lit up your courage, and I'm sure it did, please hit that subscribe button to catch every empowering episode. Share this with someone facing change, and join us next time for more insights to fuel your journey. Until then, keep embracing change, one brave step at a time.